Hello, everybody. Welcome to the special series at Womenlines, which is just for International Women's Day month. Yes, friends, we are having Entrepreneur of the Week series where we are having health experts this time from across the globe. And guess what? Today we are having somebody from Malta. We are having Sara Jager, a cycle awareness mentor, holistic health coach, yoga teacher, and cultural anthropologist. She's helping women change makers to reset their rhythm and adapt the way they eat, move, work, create, and relate during different phases of the month so they can avoid burnout, thrive with their cycle, and activate their potential of power, pleasure, and purpose. Wow, this is sounding so powerful. Welcome, Sara, to the show.
Thank you, Charu. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thanks for your time. So, Sara, I'm so eager to know about you. Please share about yourself.
So you already said what I do, and really what my passion is, what I love to do is guide women back into reconnecting with their bodies and the wisdom that they already have within, so that they can bring that out into their world, into their lives, and really use it to its full potential. Because we have so much dormant potential inside that we don't know how to really awaken. And I truly believe that each of us, no matter the gender, we have already everything that we're searching for actually already within. And it's not about so much about learning something new. It's more about remembering how to access what we have, and of course removing all the blocks that we have towards that.
Wonderful. To share more with us how this happened, how you decided to be coach for this field, because normally the coach who can guide how to use your monthly cycles for your excellence. This is something very new to me. And as you're mentioning that everybody is having that potential within them, and if you use the cycle to express your potential in different way, it can help you in better expression for yourself. So how this came to you, how this idea came to you, what has been your journey as a background, and why you decided to come in this field?
So the journey has been quite long. And
Please share.
it started with my burnout about 10 years ago, and
Okay.
that then set me on my searching and healing journey. And one thing that I was kind of struggling with for years is that I noticed that, there is a certain part of the cycle a week that I feel really good, that I am in this superwoman mode.
Yes.
Where everything is just flowing. I have the energy, I have the concentration, work is doing great, relationships are good, communication is perfect, everything is just flowing. And then I also noticed that the rest of the month, it's a different story. So what I was doing is I was constantly trying to reach that superwoman state and be in that
zone
the whole month. And in doing that, I was constantly at war with myself. And I see this happening with a lot of women. And it's no wonder that we are feeling like that, because the society, the world that we're living in, is functioning in a very linear way, right?
Correct. Very
and
true.
We are expected to show the same up every day, perform the same tasks,
Very true.
do the same roles, and just do everything day in, day out, and like robots basically, or like men. And men are following, I just had a talk earlier today, how the men, they follow a solar rhythm, right? They have a 24-hour rhythm.
Correct.
And we as women, we are following the lunar cycle. Which has 28 days. Correct. And in those 28 days, each of those days is different. And we have 4 main phases in that month. And every phase brings a different energy. And if we are not aware of what that is, um, chances are high that we are fighting against that, and we don't know how to leverage and use that energy of that phase, because our energy is changing on a physical level, on our emotions are changing, our energy, and what is behind all these changes are our hormones that are fluctuating
Very true.
throughout the. So there is like a very scientific
Yeah, very,
background
very
for those
true.
changes, but we are not told anything about them, really. We are not given the basic information about how our bodies works, what are our natural cycles, what kind of stages of life does a woman go through. And yeah, so when we get this awareness and we know what is actually happening, then we can start really using
In our
our
favor.
energy
In
to
our
the
favor.
maximum. Exactly.
Wonderful. So you mean that every phase, which four phases you are talking about, the ups and downs of the energy, there are ways we can use our energy in other ways so that it's helpful to us, and we are not missing that period in our life. We are not losing something because we know that what happens in those days, and then we get behind, and we know what happens with the moods, and we know what happens with the hormones. It's crazy. So it's interesting to know that there are ways we can overcome all these challenges. So please share what exact unique work you're doing and what's your vision. As a coach, you are guiding women folk for how to manage their cycle. So what's the
Mhm.
uniqueness for your program?
So I bring together a lot of different modalities.
Okay.
So one part is the holistic nutrition, it's the self-care, not just like the superficial self-care,
Okay.
but really deep self-care that is rooted in compassion and self-love and
Mm-hmm.
the willingness to do the inner work. So to do the healing that is needed.
Very
And
true.
these are things that are not, comfortable always. These are things that are quite challenging to do, and maybe we don't see them as working through our traumas as self-care.
Very
But
true.
that is what the real self-care is, having this love and compassion for yourself to go through all these things. And so on one hand, I do a lot of this kind of deep work with women where I'm guiding them really to
How to
reconnect with
rework on
themselves.
themselves. That is like
Sorry?
reworking on them. This is like reworking on themselves. So you are
Yes.
coaching them how to rework on yourself and understand yourself in a new way, because women are not taught to love themselves, right?
Exactly.
We were
Yes.
never told that, okay, you have to love yourself first before loving somebody else. So that is
Mm,
powerful, and that has to reach out to every woman on this planet, I suppose. That
yes, I
what's the
agree.
power of self-love. And here we
Mm,
are having Sara to teach you. Take a note, friends. She's having very interesting sharing and coaching for you, which can really help you to improve yourself in life and use your time better way. Wonderful to know, Sara. So, as a coach, how can you bring some difference in your coach's life, and what other benefits she will have? Can you share some insights?
yes. So I was just saying that one part of the work is really going within and doing that inner work. But all this doesn't make much sense if we don't know how to really then bring all this transformation and the changes that we, like the realizations of, oh, yes, this is why this is like that. But then we go into our daily lives and where things are still going how other
Other
people
things? Ah,
direct
yeah,
them, right?
definitely.
And if we are not able then to translate and really integrate all those changes and realizations into our daily lives, then we are not doing much, right?
Very true.
So my focus is really on then building a concrete and sustainable plan on
Okay.
how can you sustain that energy. What are the practices that you can do on a daily basis based on where you are in your cycle, um, so that you can maintain this and keep building on this, because it's a journey, and the beauty of working with your cycle is that once you start, there is no every month you have a new opportunity to
Correct.
build on,
Very true.
because it's this cycle of birth and also death. But every time we have this new opportunity,
Very
so
true.
we are not racing anymore to the end goal, you
Correct.
know
Correct.
so
Sounds very
yes.
powerful, really very powerful, because it's all about realization. And I can understand it must be taking time for different women to accept this fact that, okay, this thing exists, this knowledge is there, and you have to believe it. But I think once they start applying, because I always say in my sharing that applied knowledge is superpower. So this knowledge
Mm.
can be a real superpower for any women, because that's a secret skill you will have where every month you are improving upon yourself only, and you are applying what you're learning from Sara, and she's going to teach you those secret skills which can help you to be a better version of yourself. Fantastic, Sara. Thank you so much for those insights. So one message I would love to ask you for my audience. Please share some message.
Mm. So I think we already touched upon the most important message, which is self-love, like just being kind to yourself. So that is one thing. And then, of course, second thing is to just start educating yourself about how your bodies work, you know,
Mhm.
um, because there is,
So much
yes.
to There's so much to understand about yourself. It's a big
Mm,
project, I consider, because once you realize that you have to understand yourself, that's a different thinking, and that's a different way you look at yourself. So
yes,
when women start doing that, and when women folks start loving themselves, that's a new version of them, I suppose. So thank you so much for
absolutely.
such a wonderful message. Thank you so much for your time and insights. Do check out the links from Sara's website and other contact details we will be sharing in the content section, and reach out to her to understand more about her work and get coaching
Mm.
from her. Thank you, Sara. Take care and best
Thank you so
wishes.
much.